More Poet Network news. This is called Everywhere is War. The process of individuation, which is a soul or psychological and spiritual or purely mental process, is highly active in the present. We all want to be ourselves. And while this is generally true, it actually occurs faster in America than elsewhere. Or better said, America is the cutting edge of this transformation through individuation. A look at the story of how America came to be, how it separated itself from the old world, gives some explanation for why this is true here. People came to America to dream into their personal future, free of the social past from which they had fled. In other places there is more social, that is, family, community, language, religious resistance to individuation. So in a way, the war between American culture and other cultures is due to this collision between the future of human individuation and the past, which in some places was called the group soul. Watch the film Black Rain, An American Policeman in Japan, for a good example of this natural conflict between those who live in cultures where there is a great deal of individuation and those in which this is not yet so common. Another good example is the film Gran Torino, where the highly individualized American lives next door to some Hmong, H-M-O-N-G, who have recently moved to America. War erupts there too. This is the primary social phenomenon of our times, the conflict between individualized cultures and non-individualized cultures. In individualized culture, there is war anyway, also for individuals who don't yet know how to work with other individuals in many cases. Just look at your own family. Within non-individualized cultures, we again have social phenomenon related to groups who can't be at peace, Sunnis and Shiites with each other. And then there is the more primitive, in terms of material culture, villages war with other villages, and families war with other families. Bob Marley sang, "Everywhere is war," in the song War. The Hopi prophecy calls our age the day of purification. These natural conflicts, which are truly everywhere, force us to face what we ourselves contribute to the conflict, whether out of our own biases and judgments, e.g. against gays, women, and the people in the other political party, our goofy uncle, etc. We are challenged in this day of purification to transform ourselves. For most sane people are beginning to realize we can't change the other guy, we can only change ourselves. When we change ourselves, we change our soul psychologically and our spiritual and mental life. These are non-material realities in spite of the weak science which wants to convince us we are only the material brain, no spirit, just matter. That conflict too is a player in the age of war over what is our idea of what a human being is. If we shift our imagination's attention from the seemingly visible social phenomenon of everywhere is war to the invisible world of soul and spirit, of psychology and mental life, we can then learn to see that this transformation of the self is itself an event occurring on a huge scale all over the world and having been given centuries to unfold. There is a global mind/spirit undergoing vast transformative processes, all interconnected via social media, internet, Facebook, Twitter, cell phones, YouTube, and so forth. Natural science, with its dream theories of purely material evolution and big bangs with no consciousness inside them, can't explain what is happening in our age. Only a science which takes account of the spirit, our mental life, and recognizes that mental life came from prior mental life, is in a fully empirical fashion able to explain the day of purification. You could read my book, The Art of God, for details.